Good day, good morning, good evening to my beloveds. How are you doing? It's a sunny, gorgeous day here in the Carolinas. As you can see, the sun reflecting, well, you can see it through my face, but it's a gorgeous day here. I think the high is going to be 76. So how are you doing today? How are you, my loves? So today, as we begin, I wanted to do something a little different for our embodiment. So I'm going to stand, and I want to invite you to stand as well, because there's so many ways in which to connect with our body and to connect breath and body together. So let's do this. I'm going to move this chair aside. Take these off because I won't be needing them. Move the camera a little bit. So I want you to find a place to stand where your feet are even. Right? Feet are about hip distance width apart. Bring your arms to your sides. Exhale all the breath out of the mouth. And on your next in-breath, let's inhale and bring the arms up high. Hold the stretch at the top. Relax the shoulders down. And then exhale, bring hands to chest. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms high. You could even lift the gaze. Hold. Exhale to chest. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. So let's do that 3 more times on our own. Lifting the arms on the in-breath. Holding here for a second or 2. And exhaling back to heart. 2 more times. Inhale, the arms sweep high. And we exhale, hands to chest. And 1 more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Let's pause here for a few breaths with the hands at heart center. Relax the elbows, relax the shoulders. Bring the chin so it's parallel to the ground. Gently close your eyes if that feels safe, or keep them open. Let the body breathe you. So we're coming into being attentive to the moment. Coming into the seat of awareness within this temple. To sense, feel, to know. Notice the feet against the ground. And maybe crunch your toes. Like curl your toes into the carpet or into the floor and bring awareness to the energy under the feet. And then relax the toes. And now lift the kneecaps, bring some energy up into the thighs. And then relax. And then squeeze the glutes very tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring the energy into the back of the thighs and the glutes. And relax. Exhale, bring your arms to your sides. Puff your belly out really big. Puff it out, puff it out, puff it out. And then relax. Inhale and bring your shoulders up to your ears really tight. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then relax. And then squeeze your eyes shut, purse your lips very tight, bring energy into your whole face. And then relax. And now bend at the elbows, crunch the toes, make a fist, and now I want you to bring tension into the whole body. So squeeze everything, the whole body, the glutes, the quads, the thighs, the belly, the shoulders, the biceps, the face. Just make energy, 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 hold, 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 hold. And then relax. Normally we do this exercise in a supine position on the ground, but we're doing it standing. So let's keep the right arm at the side. We're going to inhale the left arm high, and then exhale, lean over to the right side. Let's open up that right side body. We hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly inhale. Use your core to come back to center. Bring that left elbow down. Inhale. Exhale, take it back over to the right. Inhale, elbow to rib cage. Exhale, over to the right. Do this 2 more times. Inhale, elbow to ribs. Exhale, come into that side bend. And 1 more time. Inhale, elbows to ribs. And exhale, back. We'll hold this. See if you can gaze up to the left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly inhale. Use that core. Use that core. Come back to the center and release that left arm. Just shake it out. Right? Maybe do a little dance. Shake it out. Move the body. And then just fling the arms. And then come back to stillness. We're going to do the other side. Right? So I wanted you to experience a different kind of embodiment, right? So we're not doing anything fancy, just doing some simple embodiment exercises that you can do every day. All right. So this time the left arm remains at the side. We'll begin with inhaling the right arm high, then exhale over to the left. Right? I want you to feel all of this deliciousness in this right side opening up. Good. Use your core. Inhale, come back to center. Bring that right elbow to ribs. Exhale over to the left again. Inhale. Elbow to rib. You don't have to go as far as I do. Exhale over. You can go just right here. You don't have to go all the way there. I just need to go all the way there to feel a stretch. Inhale. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. And we'll hold this last one. Exhale and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use your core. Use your glutes. Come back to center. Exhale. Release that right arm. And again, shake it out. Shake it out. And imagine that you have maybe a cloth in your hand, or a hand towel. Just sort of fling it. Let the energy, whatever you've been holding, flinging it out. Make some sounds with your mouth. Hoo, 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 hoo. And until you have nothing left to give, come back to center. You can have a seat. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit, see if we can get that sun. Right. So have a seat. Take a couple of breaths. Let the body breathe you. Nothing fancy here. Just let the embodiment exercise that we just did, just let it settle. Notice how you feel. Notice how you feel. You might feel a little lighter. Like you release something. You don't have to know what that something is. So I want to share just these different ways of how we could involve the body in the grieving process. Because oftentimes what we tend to do is just to hoard the experience of grief in the body. And I want to share this poem that I wrote today. I was turning into my friend's neighborhood today, a friend who I'm staying with, and it's garbage day. And I just got to thinking about waste management. And then I wrote a poem about that. Every Monday, waste management comes by and picks up the neighborhood trash. I wait at the curb of my driveway till they pull up, and I hand them a bag full of trash. They look at me perplexed. The bag is small, but it weighs a ton. They ask me, "Ma'am, what you got in here?" I smile and tell them I got anger, fear, unworthiness, guilt, shame, disappointment, grief, last night's sadness, and last year's broken heart. He looked at me like I'd lost my mind, and I just smiled at him with my crooked teeth sparkling white like diamonds. Then he asked me, "Why didn't you just drop it in the bin?" I said, "Sir," real loud, "putting it in the bin overnight before you came would have been too tempting. I didn't want to go back and collect any trash and bring it back into the house, so I just stood and waited for you right here to take it from my hands." He nodded in understanding, then tossed it in the back of that big metal mouth that chomped all that trash I didn't need anymore. I cried as the waste management drove on, not because I was sad, but because I finally had the courage to discharge all that I was hoarding for so long. So that's just a little poem that came to me when I saw waste management, and I just thought about all of the waste that we have and that we hoard and that we keep, but emotional waste. And we hold on to these things, not realizing the heaviness of them, right? And how it makes us feel. But because we've lived with them for so long, we've gotten used to the feeling. We've gotten used to discomfort. We've gotten used to the weightiness. But one day we wake up and we realize, I've got to do something different. I've got to do something different. And we find the courage to go meet the garbage man outside and hand him a bag of all the things we don't need anymore, a bag of the things that we have met in the darkness, familiar things that we have slept with, that have become our lovers, familiar things that take energy, take life force from us. And so much of our life, so much of the journey, so much of the experience is waking up to that courage to do something different. And maybe you're not giving away all of the trash all at once, right? Maybe it's just a small piece of it, and you take those baby steps that we talked about. How can I take these little baby steps? Maybe today I'm ready to release, ready to give anger away. Maybe the next day it might be sadness, whatever it is. We meet ourselves where we're at. In every moment we arrive, where am I today? What am I feeling today? What is moving through me today? And what are those things asking of me? What are those things asking of me? Because the journey, like every other journey that we're experiencing in life, is a journey back to wholeness. I want to say that again. Every experience that we're having is an attempt to bring us back to wholeness. And so we have this sense of victim mentality when something happens in our lives. The first thing we say is, why is this happening to me? when we can turn that question around, shift perspectives with curiosity and say, why is this happening for me? And just sit with it, not seeking an answer, but to sit with this what has just happened, this experience, this event. It's a happening. It's not a universal, there's no personal God out there somewhere that is doing something to us. Suffering is a collective experience. Every sentient being on this planet, and that includes us. Right? We're at the top of the food chain, but animals feel pain, trees feel pain, every sentient being feels pain, but in a different way. Right? But everything feels, because everything is alive. So when suffering arrives, what is the nature of the suffering? And what is the suffering awaken me towards, or awaken me to? And in everything I've experienced, all the losses, the deep losses I've experienced, what I've come to realize is that all of these experiences have been leading me, guiding me back to myself, back to that state of wholeness, this remembrance, this reclamation of who I am. And it has taken deep suffering to crack me open so wide and so deep to remember myself. To remember myself. Is the path easy? No, right? No, it's not easy. Is it uncomfortable to feel grief and to feel pain and heartache? 100%, absolutely. We're not going to mince words. And yet, what if we invited that? What if we invited our suffering to reveal to us what it wants of us? We don't take the victim road of why is this happening to me? I remember I asked that question after Hassel passed away. I'm like, God, why is this happening to me? Why me? He was a good man. And they have all of these other horrible people in the world, right? And they get to live on. Why my husband? And as I'm having flashbacks in my mind about that time where I felt this pity for myself, I really felt like something was happening to me, like I'd done something so wrong that I deserved this, right? That was the inner poverty showing up within me. But then at some point, I believe it was only a couple of months after he transitioned, I was in the center of panic and anxiety attacks. And one day I said, I'm asking the wrong question. I'm asking the wrong question. The question wasn't to ask, why is this happening to me? The question was, why not me? Why not me? What makes me so special and so different than all of the billions of other people in this world who experience loss? What makes me so different that I would be the only one never to experience pain? And once I reordered myself to that question, why not me? Things shifted and changed. I began to look at the journey differently. I began to hold my humanity in a completely different way. I began to walk into the grief journey, not with malice, not with contempt, not with aversion or resistance, but with an openness to learn more about myself and to see all of the wounded parts of me that I had never healed. And that was coming up. That was coming up. very alive. That was coming up inside of me. All of these parts that were saying, see me, hold me, touch me, touch me. So I wanted to just share that with you today. One, I wanted to share the stand-in embodiment work. And two, I wanted to talk about why not me? Like, can we ask the right questions in the grief journey? Yeah. All right, let me grab the cards. So I'm thinking about starting an online embodiment class with some breath. If you happen to be interested, shoot me a comment, let me know if you'd like to be a part of that. When I dismantled my life yesterday, my business, and sold my home, I just put everything on hold. But now I'm ready to get back to it, right? I'm ready to get back to creating a membership for individuals who are seeking something deeper. So if that's you, let me know in the comment. And please don't forget to like, subscribe if you like the content, if you like this series that we're doing. So after the series, we're really going to get into discourse. We're going to get into all things women, women empowerment, women and their bodies. So like, subscribe, share with friends. So almost there. Let's see what message Spirit has for us today, October 21st. All right. Solitude is the card today. Solitude. There's someone in a canoe, full moon. I think we might have gotten this card before. So for whoever needs to hear this today, finding some solitude, some quiet time to perhaps retreat with yourself, to listen to the inner wellspring of your spirit. Maybe it's moving into meditation, whatever it is, but spend some time to be with you quietly. So thank you for joining me today. As usual, I love these moments spent with you, and wishing you an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow. Be well, my loves.